Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam. Today I'm going to be unboxing, taking a look at some products for Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition for the First Order and the Resistance. Now, while 2nd Edition isn't new at this point, it's still new to me as I'm still upgrading things and getting into it. I'd done some stuff with the 1st edition, of course, and had fun with that, and then kind of fell out of the game as it moved forward because I just wasn't at a point to move forward with it. As I'm starting to get, to that point, it's exciting, but one of the things that's different is there's more factions. In 1st edition, there was Scum and Villainy, whatever it's called, and then there was, the Empire and the Rebels. And, the First Order, if you had First Order ships, like the TIE FO fighter from the 1st edition of the game, you could do that, but it was just part of the Empire. Or if you had a, the YT 1300, Millennium Falcon, whatever it was, you could have that. That was just part of the Rebels. Now, they actually have, if you get the conversion kit for the Rebels, it has cards for the Millennium Falcon. The Resistance has cards for the YT 1300. Same ship, but different cards, different faction. There's also Separatists and Galactic Council, whatever. There's some from the prequel stuff as well. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember all the information on the prequels. My bad. But point being, it's there's now 2 for each era and Scum and Villainy for a total of 7 different factions, which makes, a lot more variety for the different kinds of squadrons and battles you can have. Anyways, that being the case, I have the conversion kits for First Order and Resistance, and a couple just small ships for each as well. As would be, let's start with First Order. I'll get this plastic off here. So we got our First Order conversion kit. Upgrade your First Order ship collection from the 1st edition to 2nd edition of X-Wing. And it has maneuver dials are included to field the following ships. 7 TIE FO fighters. I only have a couple. Special TIE Forces, or Special Forces TIEs, you get 5. TIE Silencers, you get 3. And you get 3 Upsilon class shuttles. I don't think I have any of the others. Point being, I often get a lot of my stuff for X-Wing from the used gaming auction that my friendly local gaming store has. If I already have the stuff to convert it, then even when people put things in oh, I lost the cards, or this is 1st edition, I can just grab it, and I'll have what I need. Okay. So, we get component list, and some notes. 2nd edition, 1st edition components. Things that are continuing to be used. One of the things... Yeah, and they have stuff here. The First Order faction. Unlike 1st edition of the game, First Order ships cannot be included in the same squad as Galactic Empire ships, and an upgrade cards restricted to one of these factions cannot be equipped to ships aligned to the other faction. So that's them talking about that. Third arcs. Yeah. While we're out here, I suppose we'll break open cardboard. And you get all the little plastic things for all of these dials, which I think are the same as the plastic bits for the dials for the old one, but I guess they included it because they can kind of wear out if you remove and reuse them over and over. Whoa. So, when you just have so many many of these, and then again all on the back, different ones. So these are basically what goes on the little base of your ship. You get some for the larger Epsilon energy shields. I remember what some of these things are. Then we get the little dials. So FO versus SF. I was like, there's more than what they'd said. No, it's FO and SF. So they have those. Of course, the backs just have the little arrow that will point to where it's going to be on the ship. And they also have little codes, which you can probably not bear down, but on the back of this, that if you look at these, because it's in here, but also on the back here, you have the same little code. So you can, if these all got punched out, I could still use those. They're smaller than the ones that are here by default, but you could still match everything together. Little token for Kylo and whoever that is. But yeah, so you get all those. Also, oh, these are falling out. Have our another partial sheet. With more ships and such. There. In this bag, we get first few cards, including a note that the stuff in this bag, so this sheet, is not stuff that is listed in the other components, which feels to me like this is we almost forgot all this stuff. Let's add the stuff that we're missing. But you know what? It's good that they added, I guess. Hate. Now, we have cards here. So, many of these are upgrade cards, but if you're not familiar with 2nd edition, then you may not know that you don't just pick your upgrades. So that's all upgrade cards. Let's see here. Bunch more upgrade cards. I'll put those there, and let's see. And this one also has all of our ship cards here. So we'll start by taking a look at these, and you get lots of ships, many of which, of course, are going to be duplicates for the ones that aren't unique, and they still use a little dot for unique. But if you notice, they don't show what upgrades you can have. They don't show points that these cost. They're just the stuff. They're not, basically, they don't have any of the information for building a squad. There's Kylo. They only have the information that you need to play after the squad has been built. And you get our 2 abilities, powers, whatever they are. And all of these also don't have like any point cost. They have restrictions, you know. Small ship, small or medium ship. Nope, still not good. But the point is, there are basically the actual point costs for building your own unique layouts. Those you get from the website. I think they have it as an app, but I'm not positive. I've just done that. You can download the point costs for the website, and they have already updated it since, you know, what it was originally. So they can keep the game balanced as new combinations occur and things are more powerful than they anticipated. Oh, and you're getting people here like Captain Phasma. And some of them are just uniques, but, you know, General Hux. Informant. Can only be one informant. Kind of low. There are also cards that will let you... Ooh, he takes it too. Supreme Leader Snoke. There are cards that will let you basically build squadrons in another way. It's actually the reason I went through all the cards first, but apparently the conversion kit does not include those pre-built squad, you know, options for your different forces. So, I think from there, we should probably stick with the First Order. And I have just a little ship, and you can kind of see what comes in these. And usually I cut like plastic. Like, for example, next I'll be doing this. And I've cut here so that when we take the plastic off this, it's nice and easy. I didn't do that on these intentionally. Now, the top isn't too difficult. Just take off the little stickers, pull out the components, and then even this will break down. This here, you literally have to tear into the cardboard so you can separate the layers. Different layers of cardboard. And tear it open. That is how you get the ship out. Which I think is silly. And basically, compared to the one that I've had from first edition, I would wager identical. But yeah, the packaging on these, it's not easy open. And then of course we get components, list, credits. Tightly packed Ziploc bag. Okay, let's push some of these back. Take one piece of cardboard out. One. So, you get, whatever, tokens. We get our different layouts, which of course we have lots of these. Really, we got this for the plastic. We do get a little marker to help, you know, identify what ship it is. I will use this opportunity. So you punch those out, you punch the middle out. This has this little thing in here. Push the plastic through so that basically the two little identifiers I mentioned earlier face each other in the middle. And push it through the other piece. There you go. So that way, you know, when you're deciding movement, you can secretly do that, and then you set it down. So, fun mechanic. One of the reasons I love the game. We also, of course, if you're not familiar, you get whatever. A base. Fits in here. Get your little clear plastic pegs. And so your ship stands up like there. So yeah, if you're not familiar at all with it, that's that's how this sort of setup works. Now, these cards should show you what I was going to say earlier. So you got whatever. Of course, your actual ship cards again. Here's what I was talking about earlier. You get, we'll go through those last. You get whatever, more of these upgrade cards. Then you have these. These are your squadron card, whatever, which will tell you to pick a certain one of the actual ships and specific upgrades, and it will rate them difficulty. For example, this one is weaker than all of the others. Some ships you get a more broad range as far as how challenging they can be. But in other words, instead of having full choice, you have predefined layouts of what your ship is. So they've already balanced them. So that's the quick way of making a squadron. Like I said, you can go to the website, look up the points, and do it the long way as well. So with that, the components of T-70 X-Wing are also very similar, and in fact, I don't think I'm going to even bother to open that. We'll take a look at the resistance conversion kit. Like I said, got it easy to open the plastic on these. And the reason I won't take a look at it is because it includes 4 sets of T-70 X-Wing stuff. It also has 3 for Resistance Bomber and 3 for YT 1300. Which is, of course, more than I need. But I do have some of them ships. Ooh, that's just loose cards in there. Sometimes the packaging is confusing to me. Oh, it's not supposed to be loose cards. It's the plastic for this broke. Okay, then. All right, then. Got that right there. Take a quick look at the bag of stuff that they almost forgot. Which also, I guess maybe it's for T-70 X-Wing and MG-100 Star Fortress. Okay, so this is... I mean, this might actually be things that are almost like that came out right at the end of the life. Or maybe they decided they wanted to add an additional T-70 X-Wing. I'm not really sure, but... But it's got a few extra things in here that aren't in the normal components list. Here is that normal components list. Keeps going. Looking for points cost and upgrade slots? There's where they explain nada. Which, just getting one of these kits just to understand how things changed is useful. Go over the resistance faction, turret art indicators, maneuver dial assembly, some new components. So yeah, we got our little beads connectors. And we have ships here. So some markers, some ships. Get Rey, Han Solo. So these are for Chewbacca. And then things like Resistance Sympathizer and Cobalt Squadron Bomber. Some generic ones on there. More tokens. That's another thing. You get this, you get plenty of tokens. All the tokens you need. Tokens for days. You get our color scheme for these. Ooh, that's orange. Here's those markers they were talking about. Your actual dials. More bright orange. Okay. More cards opening. Okay. I got all the cards out. Again, many upgrade cards. More upgrade cards. These are upgrade cards that flip for the foils. Some more upgrades. Man, there's a lot of these. And of course, many of these don't have to go to the faction here. They can go to others when it makes sense. And you get Dameron, Trigger Happy Flyboy. Alright. Yeah, so you get our ships again. And like if you were to get these ships just normally, you would end up, each one would have, it would have your option for Blue Squadron Rookie, which they have enough for however many they're supposed to be. But they'd also each have a Poe Dameron, an Elo Astoy. They'd each have a Nyanyob. But you don't need a bunch of those because those are unique. You only have one. So you end up basically cutting out some of your, useless duplicates, but still getting all the duplicates that you're allowed to duplicate. We have our specialty cards there. Now these masses of randomly selecting from the middle. It's like Rey's Millennium Falcon. Needs to be Resistance, Scavenged YT 1300. Here's those foils. But yeah, I mean, medium or large ship. This doesn't require that it be Resistance or anything. So yes, a lot of these you can apply to other ships by using the online I'm thinking of a word. Squadron Builder, which is just on Fantasy Flight Games website. Heroic. And yeah, it's like there are so many cards. The idea of going through these and figuring out what all of these do is daunting, admittedly. But it's also a great way to just start with a huge collection of all of the upgrade cards, and like I said, it's a lot easier to get your hands on some of the older ships. Not just, like I said, I do it at the used gaming auction at my friendly local gaming store. But even just like eBay, there's people that, you know, they didn't upgrade from first to second edition, and they don't want to, so they're getting out of the game, and you can get Chewbacca. You can get, you know, a good deal in hopping into the game. Grabbing a conversion kit and their old stuff. And like as I go through this, you will notice some of these are uniques and cool. Others are the same cards that were in the First Order options. Generic R3, R4, R5. And there we go. That puts us back where we were. So yeah, there's mountains of cards in both. So yeah, I mean, with the number of cards for upgrades, even though I'm only have maybe around the value of the ships that I have from the old version are around the value that I spent on the upgrade kit. Buying them, replacing them completely would be about the same value. But even if I don't get more new ships, I get so many upgrade cards that come from the other ships that can be mixed and matched that I'm like, is it going to be the same cost? I might as well upgrade than... So, yeah. Again, I'm still adjusting to and delving into the second edition. I'll link where you can find whatever X-Wing stuff down in the description if you want to pick it up. I got mine again from my friendly local gaming store. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have, what your thoughts on second edition are, and particularly if you've played both, what your thought from the upgrade was, because I'm still going through that slowly myself. Thanks for watching.